the poor fellow went home, and he was so sweet when he left, because he hugged the other guy, and I felt his sincerity, you know. Okay, so this is what they're doing. This is reality. Reality is we throw all these people in this on this heap, and then we watch them rip each other apart, and then we come up with a winner, quote unquote, and a bunch of losers, quote unquote, and that's our reality. Okay, so okay, enough said. I mean, I've beaten the point to a pulp, right? But okay, so what was my point in telling this story? Reality is not this. Okay, the truth is not this. The question that Oprah Winfrey's panel of experts who've come up with the questions for the questionnaire was asking me, that led to this whole diatribe, was why do I think I will win? Okay, well, I am sure that I won't win. Now, it doesn't mean that I don't believe in myself. Not quite the contrary. I believe absolutely in myself. But I also am quite realistic, and I know that the concept that I have for a show is one of the least appealing popular concepts. In other words, it's the least popular. It is the least popular aspect of truth, of absolute truth. The most freeing aspect of truth, but it's also the least popular, and this is why we don't have many people like me in the world. Because what you have to do to get to where I am right now is what most people do, aren't prepared to go through that kind of torture. So okay, how am I going to do this? The truth is that everything in your life is great and works out for the best. Now, even if that means, okay, that your parents were killed by an oppressive regime when you were 7 and your legs were blown off by a landmine, okay, all of that stuff happens for a reason. Okay? Now, people are screaming right now. Oh my God, so switch the channel. Don't scream, okay? Don't be upset. Just go away if you don't want to hear this. The truth is that all of the stuff that hurts actually helps us. Yes, Dorothy. We are not in Kansas anymore, okay? We haven't been in Kansas for a long time, okay? And Toto too. Look at the lives of the people who have changed the world. Look at them. Look at Jesus. Does anybody want to be like Jesus? Come on, guys. They hung him on a tree when he was 33. Now, is that success? Look at Magellan. Look at people. Oh gosh, you know their names. You know who I'm talking about. They're legendary. They're the stuff that legends are made of. They died early. They suffered long. They didn't have so much fun, like we consider fun to be. I still maintain that Jesus laughed. It's not written in the scripture. I found one place where it said something about rejoicing. The word rejoicing and the word Jesus were somewhere within 3 inches of each other. I don't remember where it was, okay? I'm going to find it again. Have to read that passage in the original and find out if it really said that Jesus laughed and they just covered it up. Okay, I'm losing my train of thought. Toot toot. I started this thing and I wanted to tell about this question, and now I'm really disintegrating. That's what happens. You know why? Because I'm just channeling. Okay, something came to my mind and I wanted to start to talk about it, and that sort of just dissolved and went off some other direction, and now I'm on a different train. It's a different idea and I don't really know what to do with it. So, oh, now I remember what it was. Yesterday I was working on this video and I didn't know what to do with the video because there's something endearing about my way of talking and my face and actually the video that I just clicked on one video that I had done. It was 3 minutes and 57 seconds, so I had to cut out, I had to cut out some of it, and I didn't know what to do. So I just started slicing things a little bit, and since I was so supremely serene in that particular video, I wasn't moving my head around very much, and I wasn't talking really fast, so I could cut out stuff like little bits of silence, and I got it down to like 2 minutes and I don't know, 50 seconds or something. Actually, I got it down much smaller than that, and then I added some stuff back in. But anyway, I got it cut down pretty much, and there's a couple real obvious places where it's chopped. But basically, it's down to within the 3-minute time that it was supposed to be. But it just was there was a lot of pauses, and there's a lot of there's some stuff in there that is just so uninteresting. So I thought, well, I have to add something to this to get my point across. So I started telling the story, but in the text, right here somewhere I would write, let's see, over here somewhere, oops, I'm writing, some letters here on the screen so that people can see this story that I want to tell, which is like an old wives' tale about the woman, the widow, and her son. And the story goes that there's an old widow with her son, and they live in a village on a mountain somewhere, and they're poor, right? And one day a wild horse comes in. The son catches it and breaks it, and then he has a horse to ride, and then things get better for the family, which is just the two people. And all the neighbors are celebrating, so, oh, that's great, that's wonderful. And the woman only says, the widow says, we'll see. Okay, she's very non-committal, okay? So then what happens? The horse runs away, and then all the neighbors say, oh, what a shame, what a pity, isn't that terrible? And your son, Hans, or whatever his name is, was so happy, and now it's so sad, and blah. And the woman just said, oh, well, we'll see what comes of it. Then the horse comes back and brings 2 more horses with it. Okay, so now everyone's rejoicing. Wow, that's incredible. Okay, now I don't know if you've ever read this story, but in the end, of course, the kid breaks his legs and arms and he's a cripple, and then everybody's like, oh my God, and that's terrible. But the woman is always like, we'll just see. Okay, she just never gets excited or upset about anything. And in the end, what happens? War breaks out, and all of the village men have to go off to war except the son of the widow. Okay, so this story I put in a video. Now, they said don't use anything that's not your own material. Well, this is definitely not my own material, because what is it? It's a fairy tale. Okay, but I couldn't think of anything in my own life, which is so silly, because all I have to do is just think 5 seconds about it, and I know similar situations of things that have happened to me. So what I wanted to tell about was, and this is what's taken me 18 minutes and 20 seconds to get to, is what's happened in my life in the last year that's very similar to that situation. So I'm going to stop this. I'm going to start another one.